All right, y'all, here's another dashboard video. I'm going to pause my discussion about the acceleration of the decline, which is what I talked about yesterday in my dashboard video, my foot on the dashboard video. And today I want to talk about something that I just absolutely tore my heart out of my chest uh, and had me weeping like a little child. And I think it's because I connected with it, um, being a father. Um, I will provide the link below, but uh, what is detailed in this link, what is detailed in this interview, is a tragedy that befell a family, and you see an interview with a father who talks about his son being what was called sextorted, or a sextortion incident, which sounds comical. Unfortunately, it's very much not comical. But let me describe the scam, in case you didn't know about this. What happened to this father was his 16-year-old boy was received like a text message, or no, it was on Instagram, uh, from what apparently was an attractive girl around his age, and she started talking with this boy and sort of saying, "Hey, I know so and so, and like seeming very credible and establishing, that she was a teenage girl, and she knew this person who knew him, and like, so they had these kinds of connections, and they just sort of had she engaged him in small talk for a time, and then sort of established like an attraction, or like a sense of liking him, being attracted to him, having a crush on him, whatever. And then she requested, she said, "You want to fool around?" And I guess they engaged in, like, she sent some pictures. Apparently, what was apparently a teenage girl sent certain intimate pictures of herself, and then and along with text, of an intimate nature. And he was hooked in, this 16-year-old boy, understandably, under the circumstances, being young, not knowing any better, just having a seemingly credible situation where an attractive girl was talking to him, flirting with him, and now wanting to essentially sext, I guess is the term, with him. And he reciprocated, and he texted back, and he showed her intimate pictures of him, uh, and so they had an apparent, you know, intimate encounter uh, over Instagram, via text and pictures, photographs. And then afterwards, she revealed herself to be somebody else, some not who he thought she was, and or maybe she never said, I guess what I'm actually uh, some scammer in out of Nigeria, but or whatever. But in any case, uh, immediately after the the intimacy took place, the person on the other line essentially said, "We have all of this on you now. We have everything recorded, and in order for you to prevent to stop this from spreading online, and so in order to prevent this, we're going to send this to everybody that you know, and you're going to be embarrassed and humiliated, and everybody's your entire family is going to look down on you, and because what was made clear in this interview, and I'm not blaming this for what happened, but what was made clear was that this was a very devout, a very close and devoutly, religious family, um, and the idea was you'll be exposed, your family will all know what you did, and they'll look down on you for it, and uh, unless you send us $1,000, unless you find a way to get into your parents' funds and send us $1,000, then we won't expose you. And he said he responded that he couldn't do that. He couldn't, he didn't have access to his parents' money, and he couldn't couldn't pay them. Uh, and then they said, "Well, fine. Look, we're already exposing you. So and so already knows this person. This person already knows. This person already knows," and like listed all the certain friends on his list. And you better find a way to pay us off, or else this is going to go even further. They hadn't really sent these things out because, of course, that's what they need. They need to have the threat. They need to have the threat of sending it, in order for it to work. Without the threat, without the operative threat, there's really nothing. The scam has has no teeth to it. But they were saying, we're starting to send this out, and the kid basically said, "I'm sorry, this is still hitting me really hard." Um, the kid said, "Well, I'm just going to kill myself." And and they said, you know, as the father talks about in the interview, they could have backed off. At that moment they could have said, "Whoa, whoa, don't do that. Uh, you know, this has gotten a little out of hand. Don't do that. You know, just uh, just make sure we get this. Just find a way to get us this money." Uh, but instead they responded, "Go go ahead. You're already dead anyway." Like I said, this just absolutely tore my heart out of my chest. Uh, I have two kids. I have a daughter and a son. Um, and the thing is, this is relevant to the things that I talk about here. Um, this is relevant to the current state of things. This is relevant to men, young men, and the situation of more and more young men finding themselves, alone. Um, and so any kind of indication of attention from a girl is just like, wow, wow. You know, and of course, the younger you are, the more likely you are to fall for something like this. And, you know, this was a kid who, was seemingly popular. You know, he was a football player. Uh, you know, he had friends. Again, he had a family who he was from a close knit, loving family. But it just it didn't take very much. And I think part of it might have been related to just a feeling that, you know, his family obviously had high standards for him. And I'm not saying that's bad. I understand. Please understand that I'm not condemning his family for having high standards for him. But I don't know. Somehow you've got to find a way to communicate to your kids. I'm going to say especially to your sons. That doesn't mean don't communicate it to your daughters too, because daughters can be vulnerable to things as well. But you know, if this kid just knew, if he just knew that his family would forgive him, and I don't know, this just seems like it could so easily have been avoided. That's what really makes me sad about it. But so he went downstairs, got, you know, his they were a hunting family, so his dad had a hunting rifle. He knew how to access it, and I'm not fuck if you gonna make this into a gun control thing, fuck you, you know, fuck you. This is not about that. Um, so he got his dad's gun and shot himself dead. And his family didn't know until the next morning. His siblings found him. Um, uh, you know, and of course the family was traumatized and also mystified. They didn't know why this had happened. They had no idea why this had happened, and it took, again, if you want to go to this channel or to go to this link that I'll give below to hear all of the grisly details. I'm giving most of the grisly ones, but if you want to hear just the full story from the father's own perspective, then I invite you to click on the link below. But it took the authorities a year to find anything. So imagine a year passing. You know, your son is dead. He always seemed happy and well adjusted, and he had friends, and he wasn't struggling, or, you know, that you knew of. Imagine going a whole year not knowing, and then they found this stuff. I don't know why it took that long. I have no idea how all this stuff works, you know. But eventually they found out what had happened that night, and that this scam originated, you know, out of Nigeria, which it seems like is the land of scams somehow. Not that I'm blaming Nigerians. Not that I'm saying this is a unique evil of the Nigerian population or anything like that. I'm certainly not saying that. But I do think this is one of the most just heartless, evil kinds of scams that there. This is way worse than you know, writing some sucker and saying, "Hello, I'm a African prince," and, I have a fortune, and I can pay you off, but first I need access to your bank account and all those kinds of scams. I mean, that's just that's kid stuff compared to this. This is just this is targeting somebody vulnerable, and I guess that's why I'm so, it just tears me up. I think maybe I can. Not only do I have a son, but I remember what it was like to be a teenage boy. Um, and I was not a popular, teenage boy who was a jock and who had a lot of friends or anything like that. I was, very, very different. Uh, I mean, I don't know how I would have reacted. I wonder. I think I would have said, I think I would have not trusted it. I think I would have thought somebody was just messing with me because I was, I was very cynical, and I was also like, come on, you don't really like me. You're not attracted to me. That's bullshit. So maybe that would have saved me. I don't know. But, how many, I mean, I don't know, just how bad is the crisis in the West today? And yes, I'm making it about that because it's I think that is relevant to this. I know some people will roll their eyes and say, "Oh, why are you making this about that? This is just an isolated thing." Well, I mean, I think if there wasn't a loneliness epidemic for boys and young men, if that weren't so much of an issue today, uh, these kinds of scams wouldn't have the same kind of effect, I don't think. So I just had to talk about this. I had to share my thoughts about what I saw, and because I was shocked at how hard it hit me. And you can see right now, you can see from the way that I've talked about it, and how how I can't really even contain my emotion about it even now. Just uh, how hard it hits me even at this point. Uh, and I think there are just a lot of reasons for that, but one of them is, uh, I think honestly, being a father is a huge reason. But I think this would hit me hard even if I were not a father. Uh, so anyway, share your thoughts below. Thank you for watching. Sorry for crying like a bitch. I won't do that next next time. Next time I'll just resume with my thoughts about. I'll continue with my the happy joyful stuff that I always talk about on this channel. Then I'll go on talking about the decline of the acceleration of the decline of our culture. So come back for that, for more good times. Anyway, thanks for listening. Talk to y'all soon.